Alrighty, what's up everybody? Let me know if there's an issue with the live stream. Welcome everybody. Everything is working good. Let me know if there's an issue. I'll just give it like a minute for everybody to log on. Just let me know if there's any issues, okay guys? Give me 1 second. It's a little bit hot in the house. I'm just gonna turn on the air conditioning. Alrighty, so welcome everybody. Today's date is now April the 3rd. The live stream works good, guys. Any issues? Alright, perfect. So welcome April the 3rd. As you guys probably felt it, yesterday we got punched in the face again, unfortunately. So for those that don't know me, my name is Philicon. I've been in the crypto game now for actually 10 years. My anniversary for 10 years was in February. And as the years go by, I gotta be honest that I lose more and more trust in crypto for a very good reason, especially in the last 3 months when the fundamental positive news did not align with how the charts should have moved. And I'm sure that you're all in the same boat as me right now as well, wondering if there's going to be a bull market that will come. So because of my stance right now, which is still fairly bearish, right, especially after yesterday again, I unfortunately have to maintain that bearish stance until proven otherwise. But I really hope that I'm wrong. I would rather maintain a stance of being bearish and very cautious and very conservative rather than being very bullish only to be disappointed later. Right now, I think that the risk, it's just too high to be in crypto. Having exposure in a portfolio is very high right now. That's why I'm taking the approach of basically just day trading. Day trading right now, I personally believe is going to yield a lot more profits than investing, and we can see clearly why right now. So I no longer hold any portfolio at all. I've been out of the game pretty much since around late January, early February. Completely out of the game. I don't hold anything anymore. I'm not thinking of holding anything either, because every time anybody invests in anything that we've seen, it ends up getting obliterated in the market. So can you really blame anybody for backing out right now? And there's a lot of moon boys out in the market on Twitter, you know, on YouTube, that are calling for these massive bullish movements to the upside. And their arguments are very valid. I'm not going to disagree with them or knock them down. But at the same time, it's very important to maintain a level of just being very, very cautious going into the market, okay, guys? So as we know yesterday, well, first let's look at the Bitcoin charts, okay? This is the best chart to draw Bitcoin with a lower high pattern. Okay, before I was kind of drawing it like that, but I didn't like the way it was. So this is the best way now that we have more data coming in, okay? There's a massive trend indicator, okay? This trend indicator right here has been holding as basically a resistance for the longest time now, since the drop of about 74 days. We've been bearish, acting as a resistance. Think of it like an EMA on steroids, okay? It coincides very well with this lower high pattern, right? Lower highs every time across the board, you can see it. And unfortunately, we have one of the ugliest candles that you can see right now. Yesterday, it closed off with it's guys, I hope you know that it's impossible to recover from this candle. Like we're heading down. Okay, like just think about how nasty this candle is. Like maybe there's going to be a short-term correction to the upside, but the last time we got a candle like that was this one, and as you can see, we ended up falling down about 20%. So it would be very fair to say that we're about to get wrecked in the market after we see the shooting star type of candle. But not only is it a shooting star, it's a shooting star at the resistance as well. So that's not a good candle to have. Everybody thought we were going to break out, but of course the daily doesn't close, and then we end up bull trapping extremely hard, where Bitcoin literally falls down 7% and it wipes out the majority of the gains. Like think about this, okay guys, we ended up rallying for like 2 days, and it just took 4 hours to wipe out the gains. Like everything was wiped out entirely. That's incredibly disappointing to see. The total market cap got obliterated last night by about 7%. So now we're in this very uncomfortable region. Okay, so this is the March 14th high. The March 14th high was last year. That was when Bitcoin reached around $74,000, right? And you can see how this is a very, very strong, it's kind of like a support right now. So we're right here on the border of either holding very strong and bouncing or falling down. So yesterday, the tariffs, they had a major impact. Every time that guy opens his mouth, man, the market gets destroyed. Can you imagine how many people knew about this before even it was announced, right? I'm sure many people did, insider information. Anybody that knew about it could have made a fortune. And that's what it feels like all the time that's been happening. It's either the market makers are profiting immensely right now, or the exchanges are profiting, or administration in the government is profiting, or institutions are profiting. But the last people that are profiting are retail investors like yourselves. People that are day trading are profiting because, well, I'm one of them, right? Last month, I didn't have the best month, to be quite honest, because I'm settling into the Philippines in a new office, in a new environment, in a new time zone. That's very different. So I barely cleared over $15,000 last month, and also running the Platinum group for the first month as the trial as well. So April is where we're picking it up full time. For those that don't know, I have a private live trading group where I stream. This video that you're watching right now is actually supposed to be for the Platinum tier group, but because it's the beginning of the new month, I decided to make it public for everybody. So this video is going to be fairly long. It's going to be fairly detailed. This is what the Platinum group is paying for, but I'm sharing it with the public. Once in a blue moon, I'll let the public come join me and all the other groups as well. So in this video, we're going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to hunt for a trade as well. And I'm sure by the end of the trade, we're going to have a very good idea of how the market is trending, and especially what kind of coins we're going to be trading today. So the ultimate goal of the Platinum tier group is to live trade and also catch trades with the group. So I was successful for the past 2 days so far for April. Nothing like major though. Like I'm not gonna brag about my profits or anything, but I'm always very transparent with the entire group. So I'll just post my profit from when I started, right? When I started running the group, I'm up $1,600 this month, so nothing really crazy, right? I'm just loading it up here. So I'm up actually 1,500 this month so far, which is like nothing, right? I'm just gonna post it, give me 1 second. And then since I started running the elite tier group, I'm up about only 17,000 so far, which is kind of crappy to me. But you know, you can't, this is a pretty crappy market, right? It's a very, very crappy market. And unfortunately, right, it's just how it's gonna be sometimes, right? It's not always gonna be like the best days. So I'm up actually only 15K since running the group. So I will post my profits here just to show everybody that very transparently where I currently stand in day trading. And you know, it's been a fairly bad market, I have to admit, right? So it's not going to be like the absolute best days always. Some months are going to be worse than others, but you know what? As long as you're profitable, right? Like as long as you're profitable consistently, that's what matters. Considering I'm usually up like 50,000, 100,000 every month. So this is when I first started live streaming for the Platinum group. I'm up 15,200. Not the best, had some major ups and downs. And then for just the month of April, 2 days of trading so far, I'm up $1,500. I'm sure you guys have all seen some of my bigger profits in the bigger months, right? Where I'm pulling in like in a bull market month, I'll make $500,000, like 400,000. Just give me a few good months. For example, this was trading for 40 days from when Trump got elected to the top of last year's bull market. 40 days of trading, I pulled in $451,000, which is ridiculous, right? I started with a $100,000 account and I grew it to $551,000. So basically multiplied it by 5 or 6 in 40 days. My biggest day trading last year was $123,000, where I was swinging a position, and then I was averaging $11,300 a day of profit over 40 days. So of course I would prefer that the bull market does continue, because there's going to be more volatility, and with more volatility means more profits. I do not want a bear market, because you know, you're going to make more in a bull market than a bear market, right? But if a bear market did come, the platinum tier group, we're going to be able to catch many shorts together, because shorting is what I specialize in. Out of this $451,000 profit of mine, I would probably say $400,000 of it was shorting. I rarely longed anything. I don't need to long anything. I would rather short after 5 waves. So in a bull market, I basically just hunt for this, and I stick to the same strategies over and over. I hunt for anything that moves 5 waves, and then I literally catch the top every single time. If I don't catch the top, I let it drop happen first, and then I catch the lower high pattern that it forms. And this strategy never fails me. So for anybody in the Discord group, you guys know exactly my strategies, and we're going to focus on catching many trades together. So in this kind of market, like you got to look at the total market cap as well, right? The total 2 market cap. Look at this, guys. Here's just a few days ago, we make all these gains, 7% gain, only for the altcoin market to get destroyed in one single minute with Trump talking. The total 3 market cap is now, it made another low, guys. Like, we have made another low for like basically in the past, like very like recently, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if for example, like you take a look at the total 2, right? Total 2 market cap is most likely going to hit these lower ranges or even break from it, right? This is the lower high pattern that you see, and we've actually broken it. If you take a look, we have literally broken like a massive 1.5 year pattern, and there's no denying that. You can see the 4-day trying to get back up here, and then it fails. So the momentum has changed for the total 2 market cap entirely to the bearish side. Total 3 is not much different at all, right? Total 3, we're looking just like kind of like total 1, where we're in this uncomfortable range of the March 14th high last year. But the total 3 market cap, I don't see why it would not hit down over here like how everything else has. If you take a look at coins like Ethereum, for example, okay? Ethereum ends up hitting this lower high pattern, or sorry, higher low pattern. This, guys, was a very long pattern growing from February. So this is a 5-year Ethereum pattern that broke. Okay, so everybody says that, oh, it's not possible for it to get there when I made that joke about getting there. But we actually got there. Not only did we get there, but we didn't hold, and we fell through it. So if you take a look at the total 3 market cap, what's stopping it from getting there? I don't think anything will. I mean, we've already broken below here, these highs, right? That high, March 14th, it's already broken. So the next stop is over here. Whether people want to admit it or not, we're getting there, guys. Like, every time there's any type of fundamental news, the market ends up just crashing. It does the opposite rather than going up. Maybe it goes up like very short term, but it just gets destroyed very shortly after. So I'm blown away by the fact that people still have confidence in this market right now, that they're confident about the bull market resuming. I don't understand how the fuck that could happen. I mean, you got to look at it very clearly and objectively that Bitcoin is most likely 5 waves in, guys, right? We're literally, most likely 5 waves in, and there's a high possibility that the 5th wave is in, and we've extended so far already. I don't understand how people can be ignorant to the fact that there's 5 waves, guys. Like, how is it possible for Bitcoin to make another high? I don't understand how the fuck that's going to be possible. There's 5 waves there. There's 5 waves here as well. Okay, the 5 waves is in there. The 5th wave went extended a little bit. Right, I think the 5th wave is bigger than the 3rd. Let's double check. Yeah, the 5th wave is a little bit bigger than the 3rd. There's bearishly diverging RSI across the board in every way. Right, bearishly diverging RSI. I mean, the monthly MACD is happening, guys. Right, I mean, you take a look at the monthly MACDs, like when they happen, you're fucked. Right, like you take a look at 2017, when the MACD started trending down, that's when you're fucked. Right, that's where the market started dropping right here, as you can see. Hits a high, MACD trends for like 1-2 months in a row, and then you just get obliterated, right? Every time it starts to trend down, the market gets obliterated. I mean, take a look here. Every time it starts to trend down slightly on the MACD, right there, the market gets obliterated in every way, right? Every time. This has been the pattern, right? The market trends down a little bit on the MACD, we get obliterated every time. And then if you take a look now, like, like this one here is the bounce. It's not like here we trended downwards. We recovered to make the 5th wave, but now we're trending down pretty hard. So I don't understand how a bull market can happen despite the fundamental news right now, right? I understand all of the adoption. Like, I follow crypto news 8 hours a day. I watch every YouTube video that's relevant to me. I follow all the news. And I agree with you guys that it makes no sense for a bull market to not resume. But just based off of the charts, okay, guys, what, like, the definition of fundamental, or of basically of technical analysis is it accounts for all of the fundamental news that's priced into the chart that's telling you a story. So every single fundamental news gets factored into the charts. So despite all of the fundamental news that we see that's very bullish, and all this mass adoption and regulation, etc., right? And all these institutions investing and buying heavily, and the belief that institutions are not going to let Bitcoin fail, you got to remember that these institutions are not your friends. BlackRock is not your friend. Their goal is to take all of your money. Okay, they're trying to sucker all of the retail investors into believing whatever they want to believe. They're selling you a story. So I think it's very naive. Actually, not just naive, but I think it's very ignorant and quite unintelligent if anybody believes that Bitcoin needs to go up because all of these institutions are buying, right? That's very naive. I see more so the fundamentals are bullish, but the price action and the technical analysis says otherwise. We are so fucking bearish right now based off of every single rejection that we see. If you take a look at the weekly chart, like, there's nothing bullish about this at all. This is a pattern that is just making literally lower highs every single time, right? It's just making lower highs. And shit like this, guys, gets, you know, it's gonna wreck you. Like, if we get below $74,000, the bull market's over. In fact, if we get to $74,000, guys, I'm gonna bet you, like, fucking anything, that we're probably gonna retest 69, like, around these regions right away. And there's probably gonna be a chance that we go into a super cycle where we can even reach back down to $30,000 again. I mean, we've seen Bitcoin, like, look at wave 3, okay, guys? Like, indulge me for a moment. People think that Bitcoin can't make a large dip. They're on fucking crack if they don't believe that, okay? Like, here, this is wave 1 and 2 in 2017's bull market. How far did we retrace? We ended up retracing below 786 Fibonacci level. That's ridiculous. That's like an 85% drawdown. And then you take a look at the next cycle, right? The next cycle here, look how far we dipped down. We end up dipping down, like, literally, again, 786 Fibonacci level, slightly below it. This one here was a 78% drawdown, right? 78%. So now that you see that, so if all 5 waves are in, right, you'd be taking the Fibonacci structure of all of this now, of the whole structure. That's the 5 waves, right? So if you took the Fib structure of that from the beginning of the rally to the top over there, like, if you think about it, like, I'm generous for saying this white line. That's not even the 786 Fib level, right? If we had another drawdown to near the 786 level, you know, that's your 80% drawdown right there. Like, there's a chance to even get it to $24,000. Like, don't believe BlackRock for a moment that they want this thing to moon. In fact, what would be more beneficial to institutions is if there's a massive crash first, which they could easily cause. They reinvest at these much lower levels, getting Bitcoin at the cost of a quarter of what it is now. And then the market rallies for the next cycle. That would make more sense to me. So if anybody believes that Bitcoin has to go up, I'm sorry to say, but it's very delusional to believe that, right? That's why most people have lost an incredible amount of money in this market already, because they see that, or they believe that Bitcoin only has one way to go. That's why people like myself, we got out of the market like in January, February, when the market was so fucked up that we just weren't doing anything. It wasn't doing anything relevant. So I got out and now I just day trade. And now I'm making way more money day trading. I'm also not stressing as much as well day trading. I get to go to sleep, not worry about a position at night. I get to just trade whenever I want to. I'm here on the computer like 8 to 12 hours a day. I'm in a live stream with my Platinum group, and we're gonna find day trades. We're gonna minimize our risk. We're gonna minimize our exposure, minimize our stress. I mean, I can't even imagine how stressed out most people are, right? Most people, that's why you turned your comment section off. I turned off my comment section simply because like there's just too much spam. There's so much spam in the comment section from bots. So there's just no point of that, right? So, man, Sol to 79, Link to $9, XRP to 50 cents. That's possible, Matthew. I mean, like, if you... Yeah, I'm glad that most of you guys are saying that you got out of the market. Like, that's what you should have done, honestly. If I could advise people, I would tell them to get the fuck out of the market right now and minimize your risk. And if you do choose to stay in the market, like, it's not financial advice, but it would seem like the market has completely crushed our belief that the market should continue, right? So because of that, like, we're very against this market. I think the retail investors right now retail investors are just hating on crypto right now. They don't believe why this is happening, right? I don't believe that this is a reality, that the bull market could be over, but I don't want to believe it, I mean, but what choice do I have, right? I gotta believe this because I want to protect my own ass. I don't want to be caught in the cycle of just being a perma bull and then nothing happens. So I would rather be very bearish right now to protect my own ass so I can just day trade. But if the bull market continues, what did he do? Great. Then I'm wrong, but what's the worst case to be wrong if I'm cautious, right? So I think my mentality going into this type of market right now and embracing myself for the possibility that, hey man, maybe it's over. I think that I'm going to the market with a better mentality than the Moon Boys. Like, you guys ever talk to a Moon Boy on Twitter? You say one bad post and they're like, your family should go die. I'm gonna kill your dog. Like, whoa, like, I can't even imagine how much money they've lost because they're so bullish. So be cautious, my friends. And also, like, I think the bull market support band is also wrecked already, right? Bull market support band. I think that Benjamin Cohen was talking about this as well, right? He was saying that, yeah, man. So the bull market support band basically goes something like this, okay? This is on the weekly chart. And the bull market support band is the 21 weekly SMA and the 20 week SMA, 21 EMA. So whenever this crosses, like if you look at it in 2017, right? Let's just go to the Bitcoin index here. I'll show you guys something wild, man. Let's just go to like the weekly chart. I'll show you guys and clean up the chart here. So in 2017, basically what happens is when the red line gets to the top, the bull market is over, okay? The green line needs to stay at the top. When it gets to the top, it's officially over. Of course, it's lagging like crazy, but you know, it's officially over. I know that it's the EMA, so it's gonna lag, right? But you can see here in 2017, it stays bullish the entire time, right? And when it actually begins, and then it crosses eventually, which says it's over. So that confirms one thing. And if you take a look at the second one in 2021, same shit, right? Same shit. It confirms that it's over here in April. Of course, we went a little bit higher, right? Over here, we went a little bit higher. It recrosses. So it marks that it's over right around here, right? Which is pretty damn accurate. And around here, pretty damn accurate, right? And then look at now. I think Benjamin Cohen already mentioned that we've crossed over already. So you take a look at it right now. We've crossed over, guys. The bull market support band crossed over like in February. That's not good news, man. I'm telling you, that's not good news at all. Let's even take a look at the EMAs, okay? So I got so the white one here is the 21 week the white is a 200 week EMA. See that? And also the yellow is the 50 EMA. Okay, so I think that's right. Let me double check. Yeah, 200 and the yellow is 50, right? Yellow is 50. If you take a look on the daily, like we're like getting ready to cross over. Like it's getting ready. It's resisting pretty hard right now, right? Like, so we're basically below both the 50 and the 200 EMA on the daily. That's scary, man. That's fucking scary. If you take a look at the 2017's bull market, right? We never went below the 200 EMA once. Every time it was between the yellow and the white, people caught it and they bought that dip, right? They bought the dip every single time, and then the bull market continued, right? Every single time people bought that dip and the bull market continued, right? You guys can see it with your own eyes. So this 50 EMA is very important with the 200. And then we finally get to the top, right? And then we literally cross over. So right here, you can see how there's a very slow crossover that occurs, but eventually once it does, it's over. And then basically the same thing happens in 2021, right? We actually don't even get below it much. Every time it gets below the 50 EMA, we caught it in between the 50 and the 200. And then it never actually touches it really again. When it does touch it, it bounces, right? And then if you take a look at now, it just looks fucking ridiculous, man. Like, it falls below it sometimes, but it bounces. Now, we're actually below both of them. Literally, like, how could this bull market be continuing if we can't even hold true on the 50 EMA, on the 200 EMA, let alone the 50? Like, we're literally below every single EMA you can imagine on every time frame right now. It does not look healthy, man. Ah, shit. So I don't know, man, what to say. Like, maybe we'll bounce here at the weekly 50 EMA. Maybe, right? So don't hold your breath right now. Like, I strongly recommend to focus on improving your skills as a day trader so you can extract profits in this market. Now imagine being like an amateur trader or an amateur trader and an amateur investor, basically an amateur in crypto in general, right? So you don't know how to day trade, so you can't make money day trading. You barely know how to invest, right? You don't know how to do the research. You don't know what to buy. And then the bull market's not continuing. So you can't invest to make money. You can't day trade to make money. You're fucked, right? So it's like, if the market's going crappy, you don't know how to day trade. Why are you even in crypto, right? It makes no sense for you to be in crypto if you don't know how to do either of those. That's why I'm focusing on day trading, because my skills are up there. I'll make profit in any market, no matter how bad it is. I always have. I always will. That's why this platinum tier group of mine, right? There's about 50 people in it, right? Right now there's 42 online. There's 50 people in the group, and there's one more slot to join, just so you guys know. There's one final slot to join the platinum tier group, okay? So the platinum tier group, guys, people are gonna join it with one slot left. I live stream like this every day, but the most important thing that I do in the platinum tier group is I hunt for trades. I hunt for trades so we can find the trade together. And that's why we're kind of shifting away from the investment side. The cost to join is in the description below. Just take a look at the description below. It's normally $5K to join for 6 months, but you can pay every 2 months at $1,700 every 2 months. It might sound like it's a lot, right? But keep in mind that I'm in the top 1% of day traders, I would say. After 10 years of showing proof every single month of being consistent. Not only that, it's a lot of work for me, man. I have to be compensated for my time in terms of managing the group for 8 to 10 hours a day. And I think I'm definitely worth it as well. So if you guys are serious about taking your day trading to another level, to join me for the live stream, just DM me. Even if you're curious about it, we can work something out to make sure you guys learn a lot and catch a lot of trades, more importantly, as well. So let's take a look at the monthly returns table, okay? The monthly returns table for Bitcoin, 3 months in a row, red. 3 months in a row, red. Okay, the last time we had a bull market year was 2021, right? 2021, we had April, May, and June red. So yeah, 3 months in a row of red is fine. But in 2017, no, we were just so bullish in 2017. So this month is looking like April is looking bad so far. But let's see how it recovers. 2021, April was bad. 2017, April was good. So using this monthly returns table, guys, it's kind of bullshit. Like, it's gonna be like flipping a coin. There's not enough data. This cycle is very different than the previous cycle. You cannot expect it to be the same. Now, if you take a look at the Bitcoin halving, the ROI after halving, right? After the halving, we usually go up. If you take a look at the previous 2 cycles, right now we're like, it started to go up after day 260 about. It went up. It didn't stop going up until about day 375. So from day 260, right? Days 260 to about the top of day 360. So 100 days, they were glorious months of bull market rally. But instead of us following the same trend as 2017 and 2021, we're doing the opposite of that. we're literally getting smashed. So maybe there's a chance, like if you take a look here on day 372 roughly, 380, that's where the market starts to move again. Right now we're on day about, right now we're on day 340, right? So there's still about 1 month to go. So maybe in 1 more month we'll rally. But as you can see, we have completely decoupled from all the other cycles so far. So it's not looking good in any way if you relate it to the previous cycles. So unfortunately, I gotta lay all of that out for you guys to really understand the market conditions and not fluff it. I don't want people to like have these false illusions. When you follow other people, they are gonna send you to the moon. They're gonna give you the hope, right? And the hope is a deadly thing. Like it's very, very, very scary to have. It's gonna end up pissing you off entirely. Okay, so right now, like let's take a look at the altcoin market to see if we can hunt for anything. So just generally today, like there are some coins that ended up getting absolutely wrecked in the market. You can see how red the cycle is so far. Okay, so then you can, like, the first thing that I do when I hunt for a trade is I sort it. The most simple thing, I sort the charts to see which ones have trended the most, right? So I'm gonna go to the most volatile coin and just see how it's going, and I see that rare is going to the upside. Okay, rare is looking like a beautiful coin to possibly trade later today or already. It made a trend line that I just didn't catch, right? I wasn't watching it, and it broke to the upside very heavily. And even though it's broken to the upside, right, it's okay, like even if I don't catch it, because what I do know is that eventually it's going to reach a top and I will be able to find a short position on it. So the first thing that I do when I see a coin moving is I see if there's a possibility of a 5-wave count, and I do see that. I see that there's maybe a 5-wave count that's going to happen, and if it does happen, I could be able to short it at the top. So what I do is I now create an alert for every time, go to greater than, right? So then I make sure my sounds and everything are on just the first time for the day. So my sounds are working properly, as you can hear. So if this coin moves up like how it does right now, right, maybe there's going to be a potential to short it very soon. But I'm not going to short it live. I'm going to make sure that I go through an analysis first, and it does have to run a little bit more before I can catch a short on it. So this guy is now going to be on my watch list, right? So this is a high priority watch list of mine that I'll put it on. I'm gonna reset everything now and basically just start all over and build a watch list from scratch today. Okay, so the only coins I have on my watch list so far are rare and layer. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is I'll check out the next coin. Okay, the next coin here, you see big time moving up a little bit. Oh, it already finished the move. So big time ended up moving up. Big time is a game for those that don't know. I moved 53%, but this is a coin that is almost impossible to catch. Right? Impossible for me to catch this coin, unfortunately, because I wasn't up yet. I don't usually start trading until a little bit later, right? But it looks like it made like 5 possible waves. I probably would have not caught it even if I was awake, right? But it looks like it reached a resistance level of some sort. So many resistance zones that you can see it end up reaching over there. So maybe I could have tried to short it like within that range. But honestly, this coin spiked up 50% in pretty much 1 hour, right? You can see how it spiked up 42% in 1 hour. So very difficult to catch that, but I'll keep it on my watch list anyways. The reason for that is because maybe this is making 5 waves soon with a deep retracement here. So it's going to go up. But the thing about wave 5 is if wave 4 ever becomes very deep, there's a very high chance for wave 5 to either not form or to be heavily truncated, meaning it won't even get close to the wave 3 territory. So because of that, I'll still keep it on my watch list, but it's gonna be like, you know, not anything major, right? Nothing major. So I'll keep in my major watch list rather than my high priority watch list. So now every day is gonna be a day of building your watch list. We wanna have a consistent list of things that we can watch, so so we can follow them throughout the day to see if we can trade it. Now you can see that UX link moved up 20%. It made 5 beautiful waves, but because I just got home from lunch today, a little bit late, I couldn't catch that. But this is a coin that was definitely catchable. But of course, there's going to be many criteria to short it as well, right? So this coin would have been easy to trade in my opinion. It was making a higher low pattern with a trend that ended up breaking. So on the break, you could have caught it for a scalp of 3% or so. So that was a good trade you could have caught. But I'll still keep this on my watch list for now, just to see what's going on. And then there's Layer. I'm definitely thinking of entering a short position for Layer. And the reason why I'm going to think about entering it is because I believe that we're making a lower high pattern. Okay, so if you take a look at this pattern that's forming right now, it looks like it's making a lower high pattern. Do you guys see the triangle? Okay, so there's a triangle here. I've actually, both of my trades that I won this month for 1,500 was, both of them was Layer actually. I believe it was Layer. Yeah, last night I shorted it from near the top up there to down to this trend line. So that's pretty much how it's looking right now. Right, so there's a really clear pattern, and there's a possibility, right, of it hitting down over here. Like, there's a possibility. We don't know, but I think that this is making a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that this might be making an A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, and E with one more touch there, and then a potential break to the upside. Not only that, if you notice, Layer has been in a channel for a very long time now. So it's one of those coins that has high tradability. I'm not sure if I'm going to short it yet, but Layer's moved up 170% in 41 days. It might keep continuing, but this is one of the coins that's on my strong watch list right now, just to see if there's a potential for it. And then other than that, I don't focus on any coin that has not moved more than 10%. So there's only 4 coins for that day. The second thing that I do to look for a coin to trade is I'm going to go to my filters on Crypto Screener, on the TradingView Crypto Screener. And it basically just goes something like this, okay? Just give me 1 second, I'm just going through it. Okay, so I just have basic filters. I look for, of course, the futures market, and I look for anything with greater than $50 million in volume, and I look for anything moving outside of 8%. Meaning anything that has moved down more than 8% or moved up more than 8%. That's what the outside means. So anything inside of the 8%, I don't look at it. Okay, so you can see here that just for the day, there's only Big Time, Layer, and Wall. So Wall is a new coin that's not on my list yet, so I'm just going to add it on here. So this is the new coin. We'll add it to here. So Wall is a new coin that's moved today. We already have Layer and Big Time on our list. So then let's go to Wall just to check it out, right? To see what kind of movement it has. So it's a brand new coin that's been listed for only 4 days. It's super volatile. It's moved up 51% in like 3-4 days, but it has no clear pattern for us to really identify. But what I'm going to do is just keep it on my watch list because it's a new coin and it has potential. So what I'll do is create an alert to see if it moves to the upside. If it moves to the upside, I'll know about it right away, and I'll evaluate again further to see if there's opportunities. So that's it, guys. That's it for the daily moving coins. For the weekly moving coins, there's probably not that much, right? We see that a lot of coins move to the downside, like ACT, DEXC, all those shit coins where Binance fucked over. And then, you know, for the month so far, right, or for the week rather, we see some coins like EOS, Alchemist, right? Alchemist, Wall moved, which we know they're all in our watch list already. So we'll put Alchemist and EOS on our watch list. So now we're hunting for coins that have moved for the week, right? When I say the week, I'm talking about starting on Monday, right? I'm talking about starting on Monday because the new week starts on Monday, right? Monday at 3 in the morning, Turkish time, whatever the fuck that is. Like, I don't know the time zone for you guys, but for me, it's in Turkey, it's 3 a.m. So now we're going to go to the weekly moving coins to see if there's anything relevant. Let's take a look at EOS. And we see that EOS is a very complicated structure, okay? Super complicated structure. Almost unknown, actually. It's definitely not making 5 waves of any sort. It's almost gone parabolic, moving 61%. So what I'll do is I'll just keep it on my watch list and just check it out every so often because it's an interesting coin that's still moving to the upside. And then there's Alchemist, which is the super fucking shit coin. Alchemist is one of the worst coins to day trade, in my opinion. I made a lot of money on it. Like last month, I made like 36, the month before, in February, I made like 36 grand off of Alchemist alone. But after that, the tradability of it has become like very diminished because the market makers are just ruining you, okay? Especially after we got that 18% spike in 15 seconds a few days ago, right? That wasn't a good coin. And then we end up spiking to the upside 78%. I'll keep an eye on it, but the tradability of this coin is very, very difficult. It's just too volatile, too unpredictable, but I'll keep an eye on it with very little size. And other than that, we took a look at the coins to trade for the day using just sorting for the percentage. We took a look here as well. And another method we can use is sorting by RSI. So let's just go look at anything above 70 RSI or below 70 RSI. So we can see on the weekly, nothing is above 70 RSI. On the daily, there's probably nothing either, except for maybe EOS. So on the daily, the only coin is EOS and VID. All right, we have VID in our watch list already, but sorry, we have EOS in our watch list, and we also, let's put VID as well on our watch list. This looks promising in many ways. Okay, it's promising because this might be a possible 5-wave count somehow here, but I don't like the movement of it. Like, I don't like the way it's so choppy, but we'll keep an eye on it anyways. Okay, so that's it for the daily. But if is there anything crazy overbought or sold on the 4-hour? Nope, nothing for our side in the 4-hour. So only EOS, which we have on our watch list. So these are 3 of the most common ways that I'll scan the market to see what to trade. And then the next thing I'll do off camera to save my platinum group some time is I'm basically gonna go through every single coin. Like I'll set it to like a 4-hour time frame. I'll zoom out a little bit. Right, I'll zoom out a little bit, and then I'll basically look for a pattern. I'll go down all 400 coins on my TradingView watch list, and I'll hunt for a pattern. Right? Like maybe a symmetric triangle, maybe a bull flag, maybe some pattern that's identifiable that's gonna allow me to trade it. Something that looks very different than the others. Like so you know, if you look at the coins, they all look pretty bad, right? Like ACT. So I'm just looking for something out of the ordinary that's maybe still moving or forming a pattern. And I do this twice a day, which takes me about 15 minutes for each time. So I'll spend the majority of the day hunting for a trade for the platinum group, and of course the elite tier group as well, and my premium group. So today it's very slim pickings, right? Like, so if you take a look, if you just keep going down, you see all these shit coins, and then all of a sudden you see Alchemist moving. Even though it has really shitty tradability, it's still a coin you should put on your watch list because it's doing something very different than the other coins that are just moving down. This coin's actually moving upwards, right? So you got to keep it on your watch list for now. Other than that, every coin just looks like crap. So I'll spend my own time doing that. Okay, guys? Other than that, I think it was a long enough stream already. We streamed for almost 1 hour already. So I'm going to end the stream, guys. I'm going to see if anybody has any relevant questions. Royal Kush, I don't know, man. I don't live in Canada. I don't use Canadian exchanges, dude. I live in Turkey. Just because I'm a Canadian citizen doesn't mean I trade out of Canada. So I'm not able to answer that question for you. I trade out of Turkey, man. Like on you know, I trade on Binance, Binance.com global, right? My Turkish Binance account got banned. I don't know why, but I still trade on Binance Global, which is different, right? Yeah, and other than that, like, the drawdown throughout the previous bull market was around 30% from the all-time highs. Yeah, that's true. It's true, but like they're 30% on average. But there's many arguments to believe that that this is different, man, because we're getting wrecked on every single EMA. Why would I not short EOS yet? Good question. I mean, like, it's your risk. You can short it if you want to. I wouldn't short it because I've already missed the top twice. I missed the short there. I missed the lower high there. I'm not gonna short it just because it looks like you know, you're shorting. It makes no sense for me to short anything ever at a support trend line, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. This is a support trend line right now. You can see the higher low pattern forming. So shorting EOS right now at a support is stupid, right? Like, that'd be like longing something at a resistance when it didn't break out yet, or shorting something at a support when it didn't break out yet. It makes no sense if you're day trading to do that. There's too much risk. I mean, there's a chance that EOS could easily just spike up right here, right? So like, I have lots of strict criteria for shorting. I mean, I'm not going to short something just because I think it can go down a little bit. Right? It needs to meet the criteria to minimize the risk and exposure in the market. I could have shorted it up there when it made 5 waves. I could have shorted the lower high. And here is just basically catching sloppy thirds. I'm not gonna chase something that's already dropped a substantial amount from a day trader's perspective. This coin has already dropped 6%. Why would I want to enter a short now to chase something that's already dropped a significant amount out of support? It makes no sense. So I'm just watching Layer right here. You know, Layer's the only coin that has tradability today because it's got that lower high pattern that I talked about. Maybe it's going to hold, maybe it's not. I'm waiting for something more clear to form. Maybe there's going to be some, you know, trend line like that. Oh, actually it's reasonable to even look here, right? So I'm looking at, this is great. Right here, this is a lower high pattern that could easily break to the downside, right? Or sorry, a higher low pattern. So if that ends up breaking, I'm probably going to end up shorting it, right? So that's definitely shortable soon, I think, right? So other than that, I'm just going to follow Layer. And then once I'm about to short it, I'll notify the platinum tier group. And then we'll hop on another live stream only for that group and try to see if we can trade it. But the freebie for everybody is Layer today. This is a very good pattern to short if it breaks down. Don't be a fucking idiot and enter now. There's no point of entering it now just because you think it might drop. You have to understand entering early is going to get you wrecked most of the times, and confirmation is very important. Other than that, guys, I'm going to end the live stream, and thank you very much for your time. There's actually 1 slot left, okay, guys? There's 1 slot left to join me for the Platinum tier group. Take a look at the link below. I'm sure it's going to fill up probably like that now that I'm talking about it. Come trade with me. You're going to get a lot of goodies out of it. You're going to get access to the elite group as well. You're going to get access to my most current courses as well to catch yourself up. And the goal right now is to day trade, because investing, you're just going to get bull trapped every single time Trump opens his mouth or anytime there's fundamental bullish news. Every time there's fundamental bullish news, we might spike up a little bit. But as you've seen every single time, you get wrecked. Dollar cost averaging every single time. So why have that type of exposure in the market when you could just day trade and eliminate that stress? So I'm going to focus on day trading, guys. Let's fucking get it, guys. Have yourselves a great day. Thank you very much for watching, and